We are
Right.
different things,
Different things,
You know, I think wherever you are in Nigeria, I think it's important to try to create something that's special and unique and different. And after our journey in Lagos now through to Enugu, it's a real opportunity to show that we can do it again, we can do it bigger and better. You know, in life, we do things not because they're easy, but because they're actually hard. Because the things that you do that are hard, you actually make a real difference in life.
Nestled on the banks of a dreamlike lake in Abakpa-Nike, along the road currently undergoing construction and dualization, sits an iconic edifice, the Nike Lake Resort, built by Senator Jim Nwobodo, Governor of Old Anambra State between 1979 and 1983. It was officially commissioned in 1988 following delays caused by successive military administrations.
How would you describe your experience running Nike Lake Resort before the Landmark Group took over?
Working as the executive chairman of Nike Lake, I learned a lot. I really learned a lot. For me, it was not just about managing a hotel. No, not at all. It was like a family thing. I took ownership of Nike Lake. I managed Nike Lake as if it was my personal business. I took ownership. When we came in, there was a particular wing, 3B. I think it got burnt, you know, before we came, and then they just sealed it. So when we came, that was the first thing we did. We opened it up, renovated it, and then the renovation now spread, of course, down to the 210 rooms there.
How confident are you in Landmark to continue from where you left off?
They've already passed me. It's not even, we are not talking about continuity here. No, I mean, that was like just, like, you can't compare Landmark. Who am I? Who am I? Already as we speak, I mean, I was there last week. They had commissioned 10 interior designers to work on 10 rooms, 10 sample rooms. In fact, 10 for 11. I think one person got 2. Okay, so we went from room to room, and I can tell you that that's the best you can get around now in Enugu. They did a wonderful job. I must commend my friend Paul Onwanibe for what he's doing and what he's yet to do in Nike Lake.
In a milestone moment in January 2025, Landmark Africa Group partnered with the Enugu State government in a joint venture to manage and transform the 150-hectare resort, sealing a 35-year lease agreement. The deal is expected to breathe new life into the aging structure, long in need of urgent rehabilitation, and reposition it as a global destination of choice. Following the agreement, the name was updated to Landmark Nike Lake Resort.
Hello, Natalie.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Paul.
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you.
Welcome to Landmark Nike Lake.
Thank you.
Hello, Natalie. How are you? Lovely to meet you too. Well, let's go. Let me show you.
All right.
The Chief Executive Officer of Landmark Africa Group, Mr. Paul Onwanibe, invested 10 billion naira in the first phase, a move that has generated profound excitement across the state.
The prototype rooms we're doing, we're still under construction, so excuse some of the appearances.
Right.
Right, we want to show you some of the standards that we're trying to get to.
So these are the rooms designed by the contractors you talked about during the interview, okay?
Yes, so we had 10 different contractors, local contractors. Some of them have sort of international partners, but many of them are local. And we asked them to do 10 rooms, or 1 room each, so we can begin to look at sort of the prototypes, the themes, and the stories they want to tell.
All right,
so here's one of them. After you.
Thank you. This looks really impressive. Really impressive. I think this contractor passed the exam.
Well, we'll see. So this is a basic standard room. It's about 18 square meters. So what you have here is a double bed, the facilities beside it with the desks. There's a nice sitting area. Lovely view. I don't know why in this country we always keep curtains closed when you have such good views. But yes, with good greenery.
This is beautiful.
Yes.
Speaks to the business traveler.
No, absolutely. So TV with all the channels, workspace, dressing up space, concealed fridge, work chair, place to put your suitcase.
This is really nice.
We have an interactive bathroom, so this is one of the styles, and we've replicated in a few places. But it has electric blinds that you can close if you want the privacy. If you don't want the privacy, but it allows the room to feel bigger, it allows the bathroom to feel bigger. When we walk through this hotel, I wish you had. You must. I'll show you some before pictures, so you can compare it to the after.
I would love to, because I saw this blind and I was wondering why it was not inside. So now you said electric blind, so you can actually just press a button, push a button, and it closes. And it says clean and dry without getting wet. It says clean and dry because it's on the outside, and that's why you have. This is nice, yes.
But then we expanded the bathrooms, because all the traditional bathrooms in the hotel, because this is a modular hotel and it was built with the systems built. So all the bathrooms are about half the size. So the amount of work we had to do, just in terms of plumbing for each one and waste and disposal and electrics. And we're about there. This is the wardrobe. So we left it in the same position, just refurbished it.
Wow, this is really nice. The woodwork, especially.
Yes,
and the windows, the mirrors, rather add to the size of the room.
Yes,
and again, the small detail. You get to see yourself just before you leave the room.
Just before you leave.
This is the business traveler's room, like because you're hurrying, you get my tie is
yes,
and you're out of the room.
Yeah. So I said to you earlier, we're catering for 3 different types of people, and it's one has to be fairly strategic in how one designs it. So we're catering for the business traveler, we're catering for the MIC, the conference people, and we're catering for the holiday makers. And they all want different things, but it's all the same room, and you're not going to redo the room each time, right? So it has to work for everybody, and that's what we try to achieve today. So we try to achieve a blend of lighting. You see that there are 5 different light settings you can have in the room. So you can have sort of subliminal light, you can have reading light, you can have makeup lights, you can have sleeping lights. So he's paid a particular attention to that.
And beautiful sunlight.
And beautiful sunlight.
And opening the curtain just added to the. So are you going to be patronizing local artists? Because we have a lot of local artists.
No, absolutely. So one of the things we said, and I said this before, I think I said it on your show, when we set up Landmark Africa, we said it's in Africa, for Africans, by Africans. So we had to redo the entire bathroom, new sinks, new drainage, had to raise the ceiling height was about there. So when I show you the before, you will see new towel rack.
I mean, I'm not claustrophobic at all, and I like the size that this adds. It gives that 3D touch, almost like you're in a spaceship.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
Absolutely, and not fussy. So the idea is straight lines, not fussy, not too many things
going on at the same time.
So the entire shower and bathroom ended here before.
Everywhere,
yeah. So the shower was there, the toilet was stuck in the corner, very small, but you see it. So the shower, so it's one of those 3-point showers.
And this is a power shower.
It's a power shower. You have the rain, you have the hand, and then you have the tap. The reason why I like this one, right? So lots of the contractors, whilst they were local, they had challenges with supply chain locally. So they went to Lagos or to Abuja to do some of the fabrication and the laser cutting and things. This guy did everything here.
Wow.
And he was born and bred here. So he didn't have as much bandwidth as the others, but he had imagination and detail. And some of those were coming in 2-3 hours a day. They had their workmen working for 6, 7, 8 hours. This guy was here with his workmen 10 hours every single day.
Proper tradesman.
Yeah, so I said, look, we're going to help this guy with his supply chain, and we're going to make sure that he does many of these.
It was almost like deja vu, because it's the same thing. The soft lighting just above the panels. Like it's the same. So in my mind, I know what this room would look like at night, because it's almost identical to that image. So when you come in, if you come to everything is off, and it's just this light. It's one of the best things to walk into. You can see, but it's not hard on your eyes.
So it's different, but it's not too personal, right? So nobody would not like it, right? So one of the things about hotel rooms, you've got to try and stay away from things that are too particular, because one man's meat is another man's poison, right?
Exactly.
So you have to choose things that are neutral. So there's nothing neutral about this, but it's not offensive either.
Yes.
Right. So I just like the sort of design and the feel given to it. There's still some work to do. Some of the stuff he didn't finish. To be fair, he hadn't finished this thing, so he put that in there. But I like the work.
I like it too. I think this gives it a really modern feel. The texture change.
Okay.
You know, a lot of things, just like so many textures. The wood, you have the marble feel. It's impressive. As impressive as the other one too.
Yes.
The lighting.
And the lighting.
That's the.
That does a lot. Huh?
It does so much. Yeah. It's like there's one thing that in all the rooms you have the grooves with the lights. It's like that is a standard for all the rooms.
No, people freelanced. We basically said, look, you must have 3 different lighting mechanisms. So, and people have chosen this. So there's something about having the grooves and having them black and then having lights, so it softens the lights a little bit. But designers do that. I only know that because I'm technically a trained architect. Right?
We know your body. Reputation precedes.
So this room is still being worked on, and you see it's full of workmen. They still have the things. We love this design because it's different as well. Look at the texture. So they've tried to recreate the outside of Nike Lake on the wall, on the bed wall. They also have your lighting effects.
I like that.
So you like this?
I like the lights. Then I mean the lightsaber lights on the wall.
Yeah.
Again.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the decor. You know what I'm thinking of is this in the movie Scarface. Those kind of the 70s. That's where it looks like if you went to Miami in the 70s.
Yes.
It will look something like this. I really like this.
This is clean.
I really like this.
Very clean.
It's clean. We like the soft tones on the wall. There's
it has a citrusy feel.
Yes.
Citrusy feel to the room.
And the color. So yeah. So it's still work in progress. There's still work to do. There's the mirrors still to come. Some of the work. There's the backing for the TV. And this again is another closed bathroom one. And they're trying to do something special in the bathroom, but they're still working on that.
Great. Okay, so then maybe we can see the bathroom and the work going on.
So be careful. Buyers beware. There's still spanners, wires on the floor.
Okay. Oh, this is so fresh. It seems like you had mint in mind while doing it.
Yes. So,
looks like you're in a swimming pool.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then there's a concept. Yeah, there you are. You have different light colors.
Disco lights.
Yeah.
So you see this room, same size, different sort of treatment for the bathroom. It's frosted, but there's light transfer, but not eye transfer, right? Sort of a lower bed. The sideboards is sort of darker wood. A nice resting place as well. Again, workplace. TV, the fridge is at this side, and a place to keep the suitcase.
Conference guys.
Yes.
Smaller tables, reading material.
Yeah.
Heavy production guys now.
Yes. So the mirror is here rather than on the doors there, so it has a sort of slightly different feel.
This is
nice.
Yes.
So
this makes it a holiday destination.
The corridor still hasn't been upgraded at all. This is the corridor 40 years ago, so we're still going to do this after the rooms are all done.
Okay.
So it's bit by bit. This took 2 to 3 months just to get the drawings and the planning.
For the first time, I'm actually saying it looked smaller in the photo.
No, it's an Olympic size pool, but it's just the work around it, just to make sure that we can get the best out of it. So I'll take you through it.
Let's do that.
TV things and stuff like that. The sports bar. It will be a sports bar. It still has to be renovated.
Yeah.
So we're still working with operators. The restaurant's over there. That's staying as a restaurant, but it's going to be overhauled as well.
A total overhaul.
Yes, so a complete total overhaul. Many things, not just the physical infrastructure, but the food too.
Chlorine, I couldn't use my eyes for like 2 days.
Oh wow!
I had irritation in my eyes. I couldn't look at light.
Oh wow!
I came here and saw an actual clean pool.
Yeah, so
you can see the bottom of the pool.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we get a lot of people over the weekend here. So we're renovating this entire area. We want to make it really special.
Okay.
So things you'll see. Yes, we're going cabana based. So we're doing a set of cabanas here, and a set of cabanas.
This is
we're doing another sort of cabana stage, so we can have performances. We can have barbecue some days. We can have retreats, and we can have parties by the pool. So let's just make sure that to have a resort, you need a point at which different people can congregate and do different things on one side of the resort. And our resort is divided into 3 areas. There's a sort of meetings and conferencing area, there's a sort of residential leisure area, then there's an adventure and party area. So this is sort of a residential leisure lifestyle area. For the people who want medium noise, there's a no noise, medium noise, and there's a loud, right?
So it's the same templates. Landmark, beach, Shiro, Hard Rock.
It's exactly the same templates. But this gives us so much more opportunity to do so many more different things, by the way.
Yeah.
And you know, I know I haven't shown you the master plan because it's still under that. So maybe someone has seen it and not so well. We're
probably going to badge into that too before we leave.
We make people sign NDAs, even look at it as a company strategy. It's exactly what our strategy is. Our strategy is to get as many people into our destination as possible, keep them there as long as possible, and give them an amazing experience, right? Now, to keep them there, you have to give them experiences, right? Exactly. So you have to give them different things to do. They've got to be able to eat and drink, they've got to be able to rest, they've got to be able to see things, and they've got to have adventure things and lifestyle things they can tinker with. And then on the back of that, you know how people are, they like to shop too. Yeah. So whether it's impulse shopping or convenience shopping, they will do that. So that, you know, we were trying to move the average number. So we had about 3.5 to 4 million people a year. But we found out that at the beginning, only people were staying for 1.5 to 2 hours. We got it to about 4.5 hours on average, but the idea was to get it to about 8 to 9 hours, right? Because you know, in business, it's share of the wallet, right? Yeah. Someone comes to your place with 10,000 naira in their pocket, you want to take 9.5 before they leave, right? Then you come with 100, 195, right? But to do that, you know, you don't want to literally snatch it from them. You want to give them things to spend it on, they're happy, right?
Exactly.
So that's what we're trying to do here, and it's a gradual build-up.
Are you worried at all about the competition? Because in Enugu now, you're seeing the government saying they want 5,000 keys, the 5-star hotel, presidential hotel. Then you now have Landmark Nike. How do you perceive your competition? Because that's what they are. They are your competition.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, but I don't think they are, right? And I don't say that arrogantly. You know, I said to you the other day, we're not a hotel operator, we're a destination creator, right? So if someone comes to Enugu and says, I'm going to create a Disney World, then I'll say we've now got competition, right? So our idea is to just bring people here. Some of them stay, some go. 90% of our income comes from people who come in the morning and leave at night. There are people like Namdi in Lagos, right? Not the people that stay in the hotel. The people that stay in the hotel is a mild distraction. It's just that you have to have the hotel to get people to come from out of town. So, you know, I won't say they're competition, but you want them here because their clients are going to come here. People who stay in other hotels are going to come here and spend their time here.
Exactly.
And the next time they come and say, look, I want the convenience of staying here and playing here. Exactly. I don't want to have to drive 20 minutes from town. Yeah. So,
that's a good answer.
You know, I'm very interested in the lake because I mean that's the.
Yes, the lake. I mean, how can you come here and not go to the lake?
Is there any plan to do something with those birds, like?
So, you know, we wanted to create a small, what we call a petting zoo. We create like a petting zoo with nice food and beverage alternatives there, but areas where you have nature and reserve that you interact with people. He had seen crocodiles, as I said, I know someone who's been here for 14 years hasn't seen. I've been coming and going from here for 40 years, haven't seen. And not one person has been bitten or attacked. So it's strange, but I tend to agree. I think they are, but maybe not
not many. To a more remote area. They wouldn't come to all these.
No, I have. I think there were 2 on that particular occasion, but they were not attacking anybody. They just came to the show and just lay there.
Yeah, so I understand there's 17 species of crocodiles anyway, and only 5 of them are dangerous. So maybe we have the babies here. If they are. So yeah, so you know, there's an island in the lake. And the idea is, in that island, we want to do something special as well. But we have to figure out what we're going to do with the lake to make sure it's clean and it's an immersion experience. And then the island. And you have people who have private boats that want to park here, that can take people around. We'll have our river cruise boat, and we'll have some of these. Some people have sports boats.
I told them I was swimming in this lake. They thought I was crazy. I said this lake will be swimmable. Everybody thought I was crazy.
I guarantee you. I don't know whether it's going to be 6 months, 1 year, or 3 years. Inside 3 years, this lake will be an immersion experience. Yeah.
This is good. I do. I've gotten absent-minded like 3 times just standing here by the lake.
And this will be better because there are many things that we'll do better, more efficiently, and more targeted. And we've got a lot of data, right? Because you know, we have an electronic payment system, to make people reserve and book and stuff. We have cameras everywhere. Those cameras are people counting cameras.
Yeah.
So they told us what people came how long they stayed, where they went, what parts. So a lot of data in terms of behavior. So you may find that a lot of people who go to the ice cream shop watch a movie after. It's a tough one.
I really like the look. You know, I really like. I would not want to change
the actual base look.
The base look. If I was doing something very crazy, I put the platforms, the metal platforms for the AC. I put 2 light pole in the middle, and then I'd clad the middle between the windows to seal off the ACs. You don't see them. They're all on platforms behind that cladding. Then I leave the balconies as they are, because I think it's so beautiful.
Yeah. So that so this system we came up with, we're going to clad between each of the windows, right? And that's where we're going to put the ACs. But we're going to leave the balconies. So even the balconies as they are, there's a lot of tidying up to do. There's a lot of respraying. We've got all those wires, and it's not as simple as just cut a wire and change it, because that takes out your power or your TV or your internet.
I have one question. Where is the big slipper going to be? That's all I want to know.
No, so remember I said this is divided into 3, right?
Yeah.
There's the quiet, the lifestyle, and then the adventure.
Yeah.
So this is the lifestyle area. That park, the grass, what am I doing? On the other side of this hotel, where the Omenala is now. That's what we're going to transform into our adventure. That's where your big slipper is.
Do you still have it? Do you still have the big slipper there?
No, we demolished everything, right? But we recreate it, right? So over there we're going to have the lakeside lounges, the children's play center, all the sort of Instagrammable things, the climbing walls and climbing ropes, the buggies, the arrow shooting, the paintballing. That's going to be the adventure bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's time we now sit down, just have a little chat on everything we've seen. So you have obviously gone through a lot in the course of your career, and most significant was what happened with the landmark beach resort in Lagos. Now you have come back home and you are investing so much in Nike Lake, now landmark Nike Lake Resort. How do you feel? Do you feel like you are still on course? How do you feel having transitioned from Lagos to Enugu State?
So I'll start from the philosophy of, I think wherever you are in Nigeria, I think it's important to try to create something that's special and unique and different. And after our journey in Lagos now through to Enugu, it's a real opportunity to show that we can do it again, we can do it bigger and better. And in life, we do things not because they're easy, but because they're actually hard. Because the things that you do that are hard, you actually make a real difference in life, right? Because not many people want to do things that are hard. So there's no competition when you're doing things that are hard. And this is one of those challenging things to do, but challenging in a very good way, right? You come into a new place, you have to create your own market, you have to influence consumer trends, you have to influence public opinion, and then you have to actually do the work, right? And doing the work requires a lot of things. So you have to do the infrastructure, you have to do the beautification, and then you have to do the people mindset change. It's amazing. It's difficult, but it's amazing.
What was the key thing that made you decide to come down to Enugu? There were so many destinations, but you chose to come to Enugu.
Yeah, so I get asked this question often, and there are 2 reasons, and there are 2 very different reasons. So one is a personal reason. I went to university here, spent 6 years here, University of Nigeria, Enugu campus, and it was one of the best years of my life. My wife is from Enugu and was born and brought up and lived here. So I've got a strong emotional bond with Enugu. Nike Lake is where I had my graduation party in 1988, right? So to come back and be part of the transformation of this place into a world-class destination, it's a dream come true, right? The second reason is it's purely commercial, because you don't ride an emotion all the time. Enugu, we know, was the center of Eastern Nigeria. The opportunity to take on a place like Nike Lake Resort, in what is one of the safest cities in this region, and especially with that productive, forward-thinking environment that's being created by the governance culture in Enugu, it was a no-brainer, right? If you're going to do something in the eastern region, it was a no-brainer to come here. As I said, we're doing this in a number of locations, not that many, but a few locations. Effectively, the opportunity to do something in a place that has great governance, that has great potential, in a resort that already exists, that's well regarded by people, and that has history and a lot of cultural connotations.
35 years. For 35 years, Nike Lake Resort is landmarks.
Yes.
It's yours to run.
Yes.
What is the overall dream? What is your commitment to Enugu as you embark on this journey?
Okay. So my big commitment is, first of all, to create a leisure and lifestyle platform that has never been seen before in this region, right? In terms of excellence, style, and service. But not just create it, also ensure that we can manage it, maintain it, and service people for that period of time. And when we get to 35 years, if the then government is happy for us to continue, which I have no doubt will be, and we will continue, right? And if not, we will know we ran a good race, right? So, I'm 60. I was 60,
And happy belated birthday.
Thank you. A couple of weeks ago. So I look forward to 35 years. And people say, well, 35 years, you'll be dead. You'll be 95. I say, well, my father's 95 and he's still running around.
So you have longevity.
I know, So I really do look forward to it. And, we're talking off camera and about, why do people work in resorts and stuff like that. And I just said the next best thing to making yourself happy is making other people happy. And the great thing about resorts is you have the opportunity to just change people's moods for the better. And, that's what makes my team happy, and that's what certainly makes me happy.
Why landmark? For people that have so many choices, why should they choose landmark?
It's a great question. So we're destination curators, right? So as I said, there's a lot of hotels, a lot of restaurants, a lot of fun parks, a lot of children's activities, right? But you don't have everything in one place. So you know what landmark? Well, landmarks are the one-stop shop to leisure and lifestyle facilities. So what we're going to do, as I said, we're going to focus on bringing as many people here as possible. We're going to focus on keeping them here as long as possible. And we're going to focus on giving them an amazing and exceptional experience that they've never seen before. The best your money can buy. So I think by the time a few people come and experience what they've experienced, then they will tell the others, and that's why landmark. And you said to me off camera that you love landmark Lagos, you were going there all the time, and the reason is
and the big slipper,
exactly. So you had some iconic things, and the reason is simple. You went there, you had a nice time the first time, you probably told your friends, you came the next time, and that's what life is all about, is telling off people, give people an amazing experience so they go and tell other people about you, right? And that's our dream here. So we want people to go to other places and experience those places, and hopefully they'll be fantastic as well. But Enugu just deserves the best of everything, and we want to be right at the forefront of that.
The resort, now in transition, has seen better days. It once hosted prominent Nigerians visiting Enugu for major events, but later suffered years of decline marked by neglect and dilapidation. The need for revitalization was clear, and some now refer to its emerging rebirth as the landmark effect.
Is it more restoration than renovation, or more renovation than restoration?
So it's a bit of both, by the way. It's a really good question. It's a bit of both. In some areas we're renovating, and some areas we're restoring, and some areas we're completely overhauling, right? So there are many things that has to be done. Like I said on the show, there are three key things. We've got to change the way people provide the service. We've got to change infrastructure to update and make it more modern, and then we've got to then make it more creative, so it's pleasing on the eye. So that renovation, restoration, recreation is the creative part of it, which is what I'm showing you today. Yeah.
Having experienced both its golden era and years of decay, will landmark be the final destination?